Right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit buttons. All right, I want to talk about Gayle King, Oprah, and all the crazy shenanigans and hugabaloo going on. It's crazy. The first thing that I want to say is something that I probably should have said a long time ago. I have 7 children. I have 4 daughters, and I have 3 sons. I'm actually more protective of my sons than I am my daughters, because my sons are black men. My daughters, I tell them certain things, and I hope that they have sense enough to listen. And with this whole Gayle King thing and the whole thing about Kobe trying to, bring back up these rape allegations and all that kind of stuff, posthumously, the man is dead. All right. Why are you bringing it up, first of all? But this is the thing. And I've been saying this since the Mike Tyson case. See, you guys got to understand. White people were scared to death of Mike Tyson, right? So they had to do something to try to break him down, and that was putting him in jail, and a false rape allegation. Let me explain something to you. Women hold, and this is something that one of my college professors taught me, and he also was my frat brother. And I remember, he was a lot older than I was, but I remember when I first got into the fraternity, and he, brought me into the office, and he said one thing to me. He said, women, not men, set the standard of morality. See, and in most situations, it's basically up to the woman about what's going to happen. I don't condone any type of sexual assault, sexual abuse, anything like that. But by the same token, just like I tell my daughters, if you at a married man's room and the man is married, and you haven't been lied to, and you haven't been deceived, and you're at his room and it's 2:00 in the morning. In fact, even if it's midnight, if it's after midnight and you in a hotel room with a married man, then don't call me. It's like, because you know better. You're not supposed to be in a situation like that. Okay, by the same token, if you are in a situation and somebody forces something upon you, that's a whole different ballgame. But women do things just like men do things. Men do things just like women do things. So now, with that being said, the reason why I'm more protective of my sons being black men is because black men face much more difficult circumstances. Ask Bill Cosby. Okay, you're gonna tell me that all those women that accused, and the only time it really, if it would have been Pookie from around the corner, nobody would have said anything, because Pookie ain't got $500 million. They don't have. There's nothing to gain, from telling everybody that you went over Pookie's house at 3:00 in the morning. There's nothing to gain by saying, oh, well, Pookie raped me or whatever, right? Ain't nothing to gain. But of course, for a man that's got $500 million, there is something to gain. And everybody, it's funny how when a person has money, then everybody comes out the woodwork. But my wife, Camille, everybody knows that Bill Cosby is married. The same thing, after a while, even and I know the only really bad guy that I see out of all of this stuff is like R. Kelly, because he's a predator. He's a sexual predator, and he preys on young girls. All right, I get it, but by the same token, you also look and say, and the same thing with Michael Jackson, they allegedly and all this kind of stuff. But the thing about it is that there's no way, like I said, I got 7 children. There's no way I'm going to allow my child to go sleep with a grown man, to sleep in the bed with a grown man. My kids don't even sleep in the bed with me. So, there's a lot of stuff in these things that's like fundamentally wrong. Okay, I get it. But why I tell my sons that, because look, I tell my sons, be careful where you spread your seed. Even I have been victimized by that. Because what? Because once you spread your seed, then the government has you forever. Child support, anything that goes wrong, guess what? They're not going to blame her. They're going to blame you. And so you have to be careful of who you allow, who you give your seed to, who you sleep with, who you lay down with, all of that kind of stuff. And one a wise man said, you pay prostitutes to shut up and leave. You don't pay prostitutes to stick around. Now, I'm not, and all this stuff that they, everything now, and the toxic masculinity and victim shaming and slut shaming and all the terminology that they've come up with is bullshit. A man is a man, a woman is a woman, and men like women. And if presented with the opportunity to be with a woman, a real man, 9 times out of 10 will try to take that opportunity. It's not nothing. It's just human nature. It ain't nothing sinister or diabolical or evil or anything like that, but it has been made that way. And that is the white supremacist agenda that Oprah and Gayle have been assigned with. It is obvious. And the reason why it's obvious is because we have all of these white predators out here, including the president of the United States, that nobody is saying. President Trump has 17 sexual abuse or sexual assault accusers. There are people out there right now, and they're threatening them and doing all kind of stuff. That's why they don't say anything. All right? But the man is a sexual predator. Look, I mean, he just is. All right? So when you look at that, allegedly a sexual predator, but okay, so and the same thing with Harvey Weinstein. Okay, Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey are complicit with Harvey Weinstein. They got pictures all over the internet with him. When everything came out, Oprah tried to defend Harvey Weinstein, and she tried to throw Russell Simmons and R. Kelly and Michael Jackson and everybody else under the bus. And that's her agenda, and it always has been her agenda. That's why I never liked her. I feel like the dude was in New Jack City. I never liked him. I never liked her because of that. She ran a show in the 80s, and I just knew, I wasn't even completely woke, but I knew it was wrong for a black woman to sit up there and tell other black women to leave their man and to break up marriages and break up families and break up homes over stuff that actually was not even that big of a deal. And it may have been a big deal, but here's the thing. It wasn't so big of a deal that it couldn't have been worked out. So the whole thing comes down to her agenda, Gayle King's agenda. Now, on the other side, you also have to look at it as it's CBS's agenda as well. And I keep telling y'all, that's why we have to have an independent black media. That's why I don't work for none of these people no more. After a while, I just started seeing, even in the way, for a while I was an editor, and I could just see, and if you don't do what your higher ups say, I was an editor and a producer, and if you don't do what your higher ups say, guess what? You're out of there. And there's a serious agenda against the black man. There are just as many. Like we always get all these things. We're criminals. We're evil. Darkening pictures. I mean, stuff like that. That's the stuff that I was told to do. Darken pictures. Just like remember the O.J. Simpson picture on the cover, and they had darkened his face, and the reason why they darkened his face to make him look evil and sinister. So I'm just saying, there's always this agenda against the black male. And then what's really sad is, just like even with, I go back to child support, they use the black woman in order to get the black male. And then they can hide behind it, and then the lies, all black men are deadbeat dads, or all black men are rapists, or all black men are this, that, and the other thing. And it's to take our masculinity away. And now we've got the whole gay agenda, with this whole thing with Billy Porter, and they're putting him in front of little kids. They're putting drag queens in front of little kids. And there ain't nothing wrong with anybody's sexuality. That's your business. But when you try to force it on little kids, that don't even have a sexuality really yet. They're just kids. Let them be kids. If they grow up to be like Billy Porter, okay, that's fine. But to push Billy Porter on them, heterosexuals hopefully heterosexuals are not having sex in front of kids. Heterosexuals are not walking around going, talking about all the sex they're having and all that kind of stuff, because they let them be kids. But there is a agenda. There is a set agenda against the black man, and we see it. And it's to take away, and all of that was, and I understand, once again, I made videos about the rituals and all that. Well, part of the rituals are discrediting the victim, so it doesn't seem so bad. Oh, well, he was a rapist anyway. He was a bad father. He was this, that. Anything that they could find to try to bring Kobe down, they will do at this point. And the other thing is, you have to understand too, they make more money. They're going to make more money off of him now that he's dead than they ever did when he was alive. His image and his likeness, all of the things that go along with that, they're going to make money off of it. That's just the way it is. That is the way it is. And Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey, they are white supremacists. Yeah, they might be black skin, they might be African descendants, but they not on the African wavelength. So wake up and realize, but tell your sons, don't lay down with these girls. And that's the other thing. Part of the media is the over sexualization. They push Lizzo and Cardi B and the thong and the sex tapes and the this, that, and the other thing to try to over sexualize you. Did you know that sex is actually part of your lower nature? It's not part of your higher nature. When you connect with somebody spiritually and in your higher nature, it's a whole different experience. Anybody can connect on the lower nature. Anybody. But what is gonna actually happen from that union of the lower nature? Nothing. Either you're gonna have a bastard child. I don't think you're not even allowed to use bastard anymore, but you're gonna have a bastard child. Something's gonna happen negatively. They're gonna accuse you of rape. They're gonna accuse you of something, but it's just not worth it. So protect your seed, men. You are just as valuable as any woman. In fact, maybe more, because you're the ones that they're trying to get rid of. Remember, you cut off the head and the body will die. That's the whole theory behind it. And divide and conquer. Oprah for years. You don't need no man. Yes, you do. Like, subscribe, notification. Please hit the love button. I need the love button today because I'm depressed. Anyway, bye.